Awesome.
Wait a minute. I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please.
He loved that one.
Yeah. He thought he snapped.
He talked about it afterwards. He's like, "You guys heard that? I practiced that one line."
That's so Hillary to do that.
Yeah.
That is so. When they have to try to like describe the stupid things that like American voters care about,
Yeah.
he said that he wanted a businessman in charge.
Let's see what my goats at the five.
Hello, everyone.
No, they don't have Jessica Tarkov on today. God, I'm so old.
Wait, who's Jessica Tarkov?
Jessica Tarkov. So the five.
I know the five.
Okay, so the five. Jessica Tarkov is there's a liberal seat on the five.
Ooh.
You didn't know this? So the five. Let's see if there's a full blown like. Oh, here. So here's the wide shot. So the five always has, you know, Xanax, mom, Judge Janine, who is just sloshed out of her titties.
She's so fun.
You got date rapist galore, Jesse Waters, right?
Definitely the woman.
Who probably, yes. And he liked it. You have basic blonde woman that I genuinely do not know the name of because there is like this. Too. There's this in every Fox show.
Yeah.
If you don't have the same blonde woman who I think is literally cloned, okay? They are the same woman. You will never be able to tell me, like, I will never believe you. Like, it's impossible to distinguish. Contract mandated blonde woman obligatory for every show.
And then
goat,
Buttfeld. The goat of comedy.
Yeah, the king of late night.
Yes.
the king of late night, Buttfeld.
If you, again, uncuck the streams, Gutfeld is the most watched late night performer of all time and the world's biggest comedian.
So Jessica Tarkov usually sits here. Sometimes they have, what's the dude who sent nudes of himself?
Juan Williams?
Yeah, no, Juan. No, it was not Williams. God damn it. The other one. His name is Juan as well, but I think it's Juan, isn't it? Not Anthony Weiner, man. Oh, it's not Juan. Geraldo Rivera.
Oh yeah.
They'll have like Geraldo Rivera.
He's sort of lib. He's sort like he's quiet. Yeah. He's weirdly like very good on Israel, which is like
really?
a very strange.
Maybe that's why he's not on the five at all lately.
Yeah, he's like weird. Like he's not like you know, glory to the resistance, but he's like way better than you'd expect. It's very surprising.
Yeah. So Geraldo Rivera or this guy, I forget his name. I don't know what his deal is, but my favorite is Jessica Tarlov. I call her Jessica Tarkov, but her name is Jessica Tarlov, and that's the liberal seat. Like this is the hot seat, and they just like kind of bully her. Usually when she's on, like Jesse will make like insane remarks about women, and then sometimes it gets so out of control that even Buttfeld is like, all right, ease up, big guy. Like,
you know, you know it's bad when Gutfeld has to get woke.
No, he literally like 2 weeks ago, he very famously said Kamala Harris would get raped by her generals.
What?
Yeah, he said in the room she'd be paralyzed and the generals would have their way with her. And it was so shocking.
He's like has to have a woman.
Yeah, it was so shocking that like everyone else at the panel froze and we're like, no, that wasn't Buttfeld. But Buttfeld would never.
No, he would never say that. Do you remember when Jesse Waters like he got in trouble because there was a clip of like Ivana Trump like holding a microphone and he's like, I like the way she's holding that. Like he's such a creep. Oh my god, awesome. He's so fucking scuzzy. Oh my god,
he's dope. He's
awesome.
Yeah, okay, let's watch. Let's see what the fuck they're talking about.
5 o'clock in New York City, and this is the 5.
And she's like the main host, technically. I don't know who her name is.
She looks so much like Dana Perino,
well,
but I know it's not
apparently,
Dana
Greg,
Perino.
it was a showdown for the ages. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris squaring off for their first debate. The night starting out with a handshake and quickly turned into haymakers.
She doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat.
During the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
messed up that they're showing that part.
Yeah.
That's kind of fake friends. Fake friends.
Well, they did him a favor by not having I worked with the Taliban.
Yeah.
Run Spot Run was when I could tell that he had lost. Like this was going to be a historically bad night.
No,
for him.
that was it. He's like doing Brandonisms. Like
yeah.
That's like a listen fat style moment right there.
He absorbs the power of everyone he defeats. And
Yeah.
he misses Brandon so much he became him.
Yeah. Victor Orban.
Victor Orban likes me.
I can't get over the Victor Orban mentions. Like, I know Victor Orban sitting in his bedroom, okay, in the governor's mansion or wherever the fuck he's staying in
the biggest cave in Hungary.
Yeah. And he's wearing one of those like those suits that you like wear in old timey shows with like the
with the nightcap,
with the nightcap and everything.
He's blowing out his candle,
and he's kicking his feet, excited that he got mentioned by the former president of the United States.
I hate Orban is so annoying. He made a speech at CPAC, and he's like, "We need to be more like Chuck Norris," and it's like. You should be invaded. Russia should invade you.
My favorite is yeah, when they're like when I think it was him and Nayib Bukele, which again Trump him over.
Yeah, Trump hates Bukele now
Trump
because
hates
Bukele's too developmentalist for him.
Yeah, I don't think he goes that far. I think someone told him he's Palestinian.
Right. No, I don't think that Trump personally was like, oh no, developmentalism. He's going to join the non-aligned movement. I don't think he thought that.
Yeah,
necessarily.
I think Trump was like, Bukele, that sounds like an Arab. Why is he in El Salvador? But the thing I was gonna say is like they both went to CPAC and they were like, we hate globalism. And I'm like, dude, you're from El Salvador and you're from Hungary. What do you mean? Like, you hate globalism for like America? Like, what the?
Also, like Hungary gets EU runoff specifically because they're like the EU, the most like globalist project, if you can even assign like one institution or one ideology to that. B, they get EU runoff because they're supposed to be like a breakwater against Russia, the supposed like hated enemy of globalism. But globalism,
they're also getting Chinese money.
Yeah, globalism is such an amorphous term that these idiots go, no, you don't get it. The globalists are trying to destroy Israel.
Yeah.
What is globalism then? It's just anything then.
Yeah, it's like not.
It's nothing.
They can't even do anti-Semitism right.
Yeah, Jesus,
you idiots.
My favorite Trump thing from last time, I have a lot of favorites, but I loved when he said concept of a plan, he said it in such a Homer Simpson tone. He said it exactly like Homer says it.
You think they'll put that in the
concept of a plan
in the 5?
No, I don't think they will. Unfortunately, I have the concept of a plan.
Oh God, it was awesome.
Wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please.
He loved that one.
Yeah. He
talked about it afterwards. He was like, "You guys heard that? I practiced that one line."
That's so Hillary to do that.
Yeah.
That's such a Hillaryism to have like a single little retort you prepared and be like, anyone catch that?
Yeah. It was lame as
I liked it.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. What you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.
Quiet, please. She's going to do all these wonderful things.
This makes him look really bad and Kamala kind of good. What's going on?
Well,
damn, they couldn't find any highlights, dude. What the?
I mean, you know how Murdoch, like after last night, Murdoch was probably like
No, he's too busy doing his succession situation in his own family, where he's like trying to raise children. So the most insane one gets the entire franchise.
Well, like Lachlan or someone was like,
Yeah. There's like a woke one apparently.
Is there?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I heard that there's like one gay one or something. There's like a woke one who's like who he wants to make it less profitable. He's an idiot.
I mean, that's why you have to have like 5 kids. Because it's like
it is literally Succession. Like
That's if I ever start like $1 billion business, I'm having 5 of them because like I don't know if I'll go crazy or not when I get old, and I want at least one son who's like woke or something.
Yeah, that's
if
what
I thought, and I like make my kids evil. if I have 5 of them,
That's what Elon was thinking, but
Yeah.
like for the opposite, there was like at least one of them needs to be a fascist. If I have 11, one of them will be like the good kind of autism, the Nazi kind.
oh my god, his thing, I am like his Taylor Swift thing last night was like nauseating, but like on the silver lining is like you know how like Delta Force, like the first women have started joining Delta Force.
Yeah.
You know that those women grew up listening to Taylor Swift.
Yeah. So I know what you're saying.
They're gonna treat him like an army ranger who tried to call criminal investigation about coke trafficking.
They're gonna Chris Kyle him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it was so gross. It was so gross, dude. I talked about that a lot. It was just like, it's so sweaty and pathetic, and it's like, notice me, please, notice me, Taylor Swift. Don't worry, babe, I'll you. It's like, dude, you are disgusting. Like you are a disgusting creature. You look like God is punishing you for all of your evil that you've done every day of the week.
Anyone who like says something like that public, like I usually don't think you can evince too much about someone's character based on their posts or whatever, but like when you're like ostensibly like a real serious person, like you're supposed to be running all these companies, and you like say that publicly, you have definitely done some like NDA worthy shit. Yeah, way more for that has gone way farther than like just, you know, when he tried to, what did he do? He like showed his cock to the flight attendant and tried to give her a horse.
I was like, take this horse.
Yeah. She burst into tears when she saw his like porcelain collar, because like who wouldn't? And he was like, oh my god, do you want a horse?
Oh, I'm so sorry, forget about this, here's a horse. She's like, no, I need psychiatric therapy.
He has to have like done some insane thing.
Yeah,
like there's no way. No, if you like think it's like cool to say that, you did some Jesse Waters things,
dude. It was so, for those of you who haven't seen it, I'll spare you. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. It was so gross. Like, where the tweet? I'm sure it has like 800 million likes by now, because every disgusting rapist freak is probably like, oh, this is so funny. Oh, who wouldn't want Elon? Of course, Taylor's Elon. I'm going to make AI photos of Taylor and Elon having 11 children.
There are a lot of women pilots in the Air Force now. Take a break from shooting down God-guided Yemeni ballistic missiles. And, you know what you have to do. You know who you listen to when you're going through the Air Force Academy to become a pilot, ladies.
Oh God, I hate this. Like, oh, I can't. It's just
I had to check. I didn't think it was real.
It in my brain when I read it. I was like,
Jesus fuck.
Like the air of entitlement from this tweet too, where it's like, of course she wants to me. I'm Elon Musk, and it's like, but also how sweaty this is. How unimaginably sweaty and gross this is, dude. I thought it was a parody. No, this is divorce levels previously unseen. Like, I don't know, man. I think it'd be sick if Travis Kelce beat the shit out of him. Like, I don't give a f about Travis Kelce in any other circumstance, but it'd be dope if he just him. Like, he has the right. I think it's his right.
No one with that style of ironic mustache will like do that. And you know, she was dating like a man of honor.
Like, it's the legal. You're gonna get banned. I'm saying, like, it's like prima nocta style. You know what I mean? It's like legal it's legal in the ancient lands. Like, he has to do a trial by combat. You know what I mean? Ay, disgusting.
Yeah, it just made my skin crawl. Not even necessarily because like the content's bizarre and stomach churning, but more so just like, oh, this guy's like probably raped someone. That was like more my takeaway.
You're reinforcing, dude. I love my chat. Why not Taylor? You're reinforcing that men own women. Just say Taylor gets to him, man.
I mean, like when was the last time someone with like, let's say like $500 million personally, someone? Phil Spector?
The Jinx guy.
Yeah. And see, look, he got in trouble for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he leaked it while he was pissing.
He kind of did everything he could possibly do to get caught. That's the part. Like, he wanted people to know how cool his was.
Like, guys, I don't know if you know this, but I didn't put a lot of thought and you know, effort into this take. Okay, with the Travis Kelce thing. Like, I'm sure Taylor can do it too. Of course, girls can. Anything men can do, girls can do better. Okay, that's not my intention. Was not to come across as misogynistic in this hypothetical scenario. Robert Durst, you're talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
Let Taylor someone, you misogynist. Yeah, I think Taylor Swift should say something. That'd be great. Oh my God, it would literally. What you're saying about the women Delta Force would come true. If she came out and was like, "This is gross. You're a creep. Shut up." This would cause, like, Elon Musk would have to pay extra for security for at least the next 10 years.
Yeah, like, you know, like, I don't know if people follow Seth Harp's reporting. He does a lot of really good reporting on, like, very weird Fort Bragg stuff and special forces stuff. But he posted something interesting about, that there are women in Delta now. And it's like, look, just going by the odds, at least one of them grew up listening to Taylor Swift.
Yes.
You know, like, biggest artist in the world.
100%. No, they all did.
Yeah.
I'm a firm
probably all of them. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
She could.
Dude, yeah, it's like, that's the real fatwa.
Yeah.
A white woman fatwa has never happened before.
Do you think there's any, like, non-religious or non-political leader who could so easily command people to...
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone close.
No, 100%.
Yeah, she's like...
I don't even think Trump could do it.
No. Like, Trump said, let's take back this country, and they went and they, like, farted on Nancy Pelosi's desk and, like, got...
Yeah.
If Taylor had commanded January 6th, it would have happened. It would have gone down way different.
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift does command, like, the most powerful constituency, the #1 consuming engine. Like, we talk about America being the consumer engine, but, like, women make 85% of the purchase decisions in the household. Okay, 85%. Holy dude, the amount of power, holy, that Taylor Swift has. This could maybe.
I could, yeah. They are pretty nuts. Those are the only people that have, like, brought in my friend Tom, to heel, even a little bit.
Wait,
I mean,
really?
it didn't really fully stop him, but it was like, Tom is, pissed off everyone, but he did this where he's like, I love BTS, but Jimin sucks.
No. Bro, you're gonna get me. Yeah, I'm gonna catch flag for invoking that in here.
He had to endure the storm for a while.
Taylor made my wife make me draft Travis Kelce in fantasy, so I get it. That's insane.
Jesus.
All right,
things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years.
I have to pee.
All right, but the big controversy of the night wasn't the candidates. ABC moderator Lindsay Davis getting
it
called
looks
out
so
after
much like
aggressively
her.
fact-checking
It really
Trump 5
does.
times, but 0 times for Harris.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violence is actually coming down in this country. I did watch all of these pieces of video. I didn't detect the sarcasm, lost by a whisker. The question was about you as president, not about former Speaker Pelosi.
And here are the questionable Harris statements that they let go.
The detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025 that the former president intends on implementing.
Yeah, this is like, it doesn't even matter, like, if a moderator is biased, because, like, you can point to, like, every debate that's happened since we've televised them where there's probably, like, an instance of moderator bias, right? It's just inevitable. But the moment you start, like, complaining about it and trying to make the news cycle about that, you lose so many more people than you gain no one, and you lose a ton of people. Because even if, like, you get enough people to think that, you still come off as a loser. It's the same problem as Trump, like, constantly talking about the election being stolen. No one wants to be reminding people of their loss. It's death. It's the sign of a campaign that is in a tailspin. It never works.
The president then at the time say there were fine people on each side. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
Meanwhile, the Harris campaign wants a second debate. Donald Trump says
that was the only time where it was like they could have probably, I guess, like fact checked her or about the Hamas rapes thing.
Yeah. Well, God knows they're not going to fact check that.
Yeah. David Muir is sexy, but like they're decapitating him if he says something in front of 65 million people like that.
Yeah, you don't get to be on the news asking questions like that.
No, not at all.
Way. if he had pushed back on that for even a second, they would be like trying to organize protests against David Muir.
Yeah,
they'd be like, my daughter goes to Colombia and she's afraid she's gonna get because of David Muir normalizing anti-Semitism. Yeah, like you just can't. Yeah, they don't like
welcome back, anti-Semite of the week, David Muir.
It would be like Bill Ackman would be like, I'm offering a $500,000 bounty for anyone who has a video of David Muir breaking a menorah over his leg.
Yeah, that's someone said David Muir is now working for Zeteo. You'd only see him in those on those Twitter clips of him asking the State Department very normal questions that they never respond.
They're the only people who are actually like pushing Matt Miller in anything.
Like the only people doing real journalism in this country are like the same 20 people that have been doing it for the past like 40 years too.
I watch all of those.
Noticeably, none of them working at New York Times.
Yeah. The only people who like it's either them or like whatever like British reporters are there.
Yeah.
I have gotten very well acquainted with all like the state spokespeople, and like they're all just repulsive. Matt Miller, I may hate him the most, but my least favorite newcomer is that Butterball.
Oh, the Fat Sauger.
Yeah.
He's goofy though. He's goofy.
I mean, with him, you at least get there is the fun in that, like he's like crying himself.
Vedant Patel, yes,
yeah, Patel.
He does. He does seem like he's. I feel like I said this before, but like every time he trips up, it almost feels like there's like a little bit of humanity inside of him that's saying like this is not right.
Like you would be unrecognizable to like even the adolescent version of you. This is you are doing complete evil. He knows it. Matt Miller is like he's dead inside, nothing, you know. But him, he apparently there's a sadness in his eyes.
I thought that, and then someone told me he's a University of Florida graduate.
Okay.
And then I was like, never mind. He got this job. He did not deserve this job at all. I don't know how he got the job.
Oh my God. They're letting anyone in.
Yeah. Oh man.
I went to ASU. Let me run the State Department. I mean, no offense to ASU graduates in the chat.
But yeah, it is pretty funny that if they are incompetent, it's usually because unless it's Karine Jean-Pierre, who's just bad at her job,
horrible,
who is just genuinely bad at her job. But
terrible.
Like usually those press people, like when they're doing a bad job, is because like it's kind of hard to just consistently defend an apartheid regime when people are just like constantly asking you. It's been 200 days since you said that you would investigate the death of Hind Rajab, a 6-year-old, by Israeli authorities. Oh
yeah.
That's why I have a special place in my heart for Kirby, who like absolutely is a freakish monster, who like I think watches the latest reports in order to come. Like I think he just gets like
Kirby is like a full sociopath.
Yeah.
There's like no shame or anything there. He is a complete nihilist who like enjoys like the massacre of children.
He wears,
there's no doubt.
He like one of the hostage families or whatever gave him the idea of dog tags, and he has not stopped jerking off with the idea of dog tags on. He never takes it off.
Yeah,
he can't nut without it.
He's just. I mean, that's people like him are ideally why you would want life sentences to exist.
He reminds
you can't
me,
let a person like that out in society.
Yeah, he reminds me of like an old school, like government man, like back when like 60s CIA stooge, like more competent, evilist.
He's right. He's the type of guy that would like personally tell Lieutenant Calley that he got pardoned.
Yeah,
he's mulling it over.
Well, when you don't win, it's like a fighter. There's a bad fight, gets knocked out, or loses the fight.
This dude, he is coping so hard. he went into the spin room, which he did after the Hillary debate as well, which I think Hillary won in that instance too. I think if I remember correctly, the first debate that he did with Hillary won. So he like did the spin room back then as well. But he immediately started talking about like 3 Twitter polls that he found that were available for 24 hours. And in the first, like he clipped them in the first 23 minutes and was like, see, 95% said that I won.
Yeah, and it was like what, like Cat Turd is running the poll?
Yeah, it was like Insider Paper or something. It's like one of those like Groyper accounts that presents itself as like a breaking news now type, account.
He didn't even get because like everyone in the Trump sphere is like, well, okay, he lost, but it's because he had to fight the moderator and Harris. He was fighting 3 people that night. You know?
C-SPAN ran those polls? No shot. What? There's no way.
We want a rematch. So we won the debate according to every poll, every single poll. I think that.
Oh, the C-SPAN poll is also a Twitter poll.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see.
Yep. Yeah. No, agree.
The only thing this shows is that Twitter is not real life at all. It is just dominated by. It is dominated by right-wing Nazi losers. If I didn't click that, they would ban me on Twitter. Okay, chat. You don't understand.
Even 3-on-1, Trump won. Yeah, no, agree.
That's crazy. These guys are so delusional.
Are we going to do a rematch? I just don't know. But we'll think about it.
Yeah, he's not.
There's no way.
He got clobbered, okay?
Probably the single worst performance of his political career.
Yeah.
Historically bad.
Yeah, it's pretty apparent. Like Fox News did the death. The Fox News was doing the death spiral chants. Brit Hume literally was like, "This is the worst debate I've ever seen." Like,
well, yeah, Brit Hume is like a pre-Trump guy. Like he's like a Bush guy, so he knows.
I know. He's single-handedly watched this party that this party that he loves go from like the competent country club Republicans to like the Trump party.
He's furious.
That is a wrap.
Like Brit Hume was probably there when Karl Rove thought of the idea to say that John McCain had a black illegitimate daughter, and he's like, "This is what this party is now." These idiots.
On the Harris-Trump presidential debate, now in the books.
Here with us tonight for post-debate analysis, Brit Hume, Dana Perino, Harold Ford Jr., Laura Ingraham, Jesse Waters, plus Sean Hannity will be with us live from the spin room. Well,
what a weird
immigration, January 6th. It took about 40 minutes to get to a question pressing Vice President Harris on the list of changing policies from when she ran for president in 2019. About an hour before foreign policy came up, the first question of the debate, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Never fully received an answer there. However, Vice President Harris was clearly well prepared, practiced on the offensive much of the night. Former President Trump did take a lot of the bait that she threw out in some of those answers, but he pointed time and again, as he did there at the end, about what she has or has not done as vice president. The question now is, how much does this move the needle?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be said that she was really never held to the fire. She was not pressed by the moderators on her past positions and how she got from a very progressive.
Yeah, I mean, you lost when you're crying to the referee. Like, this is not what the Fox News coverage looked like after the last debate. That's how you know. That's how you know. When Joe Biden was like collapsing, having a meltdown on stage, they were doing victory laps. They were popping champagne. That's how you know this shit sucked for him.
Sean Hannity is in the spin room. Thoughts on this debate, Sean?
I disagree on other parts of what he said. I think the biggest loser in the debate, and we talked about this pre-debate, is ABC. The fact that we didn't get
soldier, like he knows. But
Just
yeah.
So your thoughts?
I don't think the American people are watching and thinking any of these people won.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Who's to say?
Who knows? Has anyone ever won a debate?
Yeah. What are debates really? No one cares about them.
What does it mean to win?
Famously, that's what Ben Shapiro said. Ben Shapiro was like, nobody cares about debates.
Okay. That's Ben.
Yeah.
You said.
Yeah.
If Ben said that, that's a sign of like self-harm incoming.
Yeah, he used I think he used the term fuddy-duddy at the end of it or something. Like, he was busting out the big words. You know, words that he only would words exclusive when he's only talking about like Arab people or whatever. They were utilized tonight.
God.
He's putting money in the swear jar.
This was rough. This was pretty intense at times. She started off shaky. She regained her footing. But I thought she was going to come out with some of these memorable lines.
Okay. Laura Ingraham doubles down, whining about the ABC News moderators being too harsh on Trump, showing that this will absolutely be the MAGA talking point this week. Brit Hume.
From person who was well prepared, had answers, and knew where she was going.
Not only a different person from the person she was in that interview on CNN, but a different person from the absolute dunderhead so many of us thought she was during her conduct as vice president when she would come out with these ludicrous statements that started.
I love him.
Yeah.
Dunderhead.
Yeah.
100%. Listen, son, I was there when we shot a missile at the Pentagon. This is worse.
Midair.
Unburdened by the past.
Unburdened by common sense. And here she was tonight. She was composed. She was prepared. She kept her cool. She saw advantages. She took them. She baited him successfully, which is the story of the debate, in my view. So she came out ahead in this, in my opinion, no doubt. Now, whether it'll move the needle in the race, very few things seem to. But
see, no more Brit. They're not making any more Brit Humes. They're not making anyone left who could do 9/11. They're making this guy.
Yeah, this guy is the best, though.
Wow. Wow.
It's weird. I can't take him seriously. He's not at an airport.
Where is he?
Yeah, it's weird. But he is still wearing a shirt that is noticeable.
This is like the Republican uniform now.
Yeah.
Like the T-shirt you've ever seen over a blazer for some reason. They love that outfit.
Yeah.
That's like the
debate
coolest
is
thing.
over. I'm mic'd up because I'm getting ready to go live on Newsmax N2. Getting ready to go live, so I'm mic'd up. The debate is over. What did you guys think of the debate? Friends, Kamala came prepared. She came prepared with lots of points that I don't know that President Trump was ready for. It was not a slaughter, and I'll tell you why. Because she was pushing lies that if somebody doesn't know what the truth is, then they wouldn't know. They don't know what to think. And how many Americans actually go research? How many actually go research and fact check? I've been trying to put the fact checks out. She still pushed the Charlottesville.
Fact check. Yeah, fact check. Haitians are eating cat.
He's really spiraling in this.
Yeah, this is not good,
Lie.
man.
Absolutely a lie. She pushed so many lies, but she was very, very cunning in exactly why and how she said what she said. And at the end of each...
this is cognizant that like Kamala baited the out of Trump.
There's not a single thing that she baited on him on that he didn't walk directly into.
Yeah. This debate won't matter. It was just eliminated as an inflection point. The American people still know nothing about Kamala Harris's positions. Donald Trump is still Donald Trump, and the legacy media are still a giant flaming dog turd.
Woo! Yeah, man.
Wait, did he put himself on the shirt? Wait,
yes,
is that
he did.
him? Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah, it's Elon.
That space is reserved for Viktor Orban, dog. Okay.
Yeah, he did not shout out David at the debate. He shouted out Viktor Orban.
Yeah. It is pretty funny because people are like, oh, why didn't they fact check Kamala Harris? Like, what are they supposed to fact check her on? She's boring as shit. Like, she's not gonna come out. Like, what would be the liberal version of like?
Oh, Kamala, you said our dreams undergird our ambitions. Is that true? She just said you can't. Like, that's not.
It's like old school buttoned up politicians. Like the last time the fact check ever happened was like Mitt Romney one time, and that was like a big point of contention, a big point of controversy that it even happened. And it's like. Yeah, back in the day, a lot of you are young, but like politicians would at the very least try to lie in the direction of the truth or would try to lie in a way that still gives them an out. Donald Trump completely dropped that. He's just been saying 1 million Americans get every day by migrants.
Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do? Not say that's wrong.
Yeah, there's a difference between that's exactly it. We're like, when Bush lied, or any of these guys, or any of like the supposed successors to the Bush Republicans, when they did it, it was always in like such a way that if you fact checked it, you looked like you were quibbling or like just looking for a confrontation.
Yeah, they used to care. They used to care about like how they messaged it. And I think Donald Trump was correct when he predicted that like it's better to just like drop the dog whistles.
Yeah.
Because like clearly the American population was way more responsive to that. That's why they were like, he tells it like it is, you know?
Yeah, but then the problem with that is like you can't then like point to like, you know, any type of propriety or norms and go, hey, why aren't you giving me that?
Yeah.
Why aren't you extending me the same professional courtesy?
Yeah.
Well, you know, you chose not to have this.
Yeah.
You don't want it. It's mostly advantaged you and hurt you in other ways.
The closest you can get to like a fact check would be, and it's not even remotely in the same territory as like that Trump says on a daily basis, but like it would be the bloodbath thing.
Yeah.
Where he was like very obviously talking about the economy and like using violent language, but he's not talking about like, you know, the streets are going to run red with blood or whatever. He's just saying like the economy is going to tank. Having said that, however, he says a whole bunch of violence anyway. So that's also like a useless fact check in general. What are you going to act like Trump doesn't say insanely violent about like direct political violence on a daily basis? Or what are they going to do? Like call out Kamala Harris because Donald Trump said, you're the reason why I got shot at? That was awesome.
Yeah.
He was like, Kamala
you say
Harris.
horrible things about me and that got me shot.
Yeah. That's yeah, Kamala Harris, when she was saying like, you know, our dreams are going to be starting when we start the process of dreaming about our start. That's when that was the activation code for the Manchurian candidate to snipe Donald Trump.
Yeah, when that kid heard about $50,000 for startups in majority minority neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have to kill him.
Yeah, I have to
I love this policy so much. It's such a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Whining about someone else getting you shot as losers.
It kind of is. I did kind of think that. Like, that doesn't come off strong. Yeah. You're so mean to me that someone almost me.
Yeah.
If someone said that, like in your personal life, even if it was true,
yeah, you'd be like, you shouldn't have missed.
if you had two friends and like one of those friends put up like billboards about the other friend where they're like, this guy is terrible, he's a terrorist, he abducts children, and someone shot at the other friend and like hit him in the ear, but it didn't really like hurt him that bad. But the other friend starts blowing up your group chat and he's like, the horrible things you say about me got me shot in the ear. You'd be like, can you shut the like? I don't care. Like you're like either him or shut up. I don't care.
Yeah, Cat Turd talking about like pet is pretty crazy. Like, dude, come on, dude. You put out like a massive Twitter post, like you effort posted about your dog, dude.
He is the Labrador flattener. There is no dog that is safe from him behind the wheel.
It's crazy. Like he has multiple pets and he will do it again.
I don't know anyone who's like been like, whoops, I ran over my dog.
Dude, this is the same. It's the same as a woman in Springfield being like, look at the trash. They're piling up trash. And then it's like her trash can looks the same. You know what I mean? It's like, it's fine when I do it. It's bad when they do it.
Yeah. When you a pet, just don't eat it. Don't get anything out of it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or Christy Gnome.
Oh my God, what the f was that?
Yeah, we haven't even like seen what the Fox 5 are saying about this.
There's been big electoral shifts. I mean, like seismic things happening in this campaign. Joe Biden's debate, Trump's the assassination attempt on his life, Joe Biden dropping out, and the race basically remains tied, and it probably will be after this debate as well. But what did you think about last night?
Well, I don't know who won, but I know who lost. It was the American people.
Boom.
You know, you could say if you complain about the refs, you're losing. Well, if the refs are corrupt, you gotta complain because everybody lost.
So it's fine.
I actually got watching it. I felt like my brain was being waterboarded by.
Yeah, you shouldn't have watched it. And if you did watch it, forget about it because it is.
Yeah, nothing happened. Don't even ask me about it.
Yeah. 65 million people got last night. Please don't say that you watched it or bring it up ever
Sheer
again.
Nonsense of these idiot moderators. But we were so sidetracked by the mechanics of the debate, the muted mics, that we forgot about them. I honestly don't know how anyone can decide who won the debate. That's like trying to guess the price of a painting that you suspect is a forgery. You can't.
Bro is unwinding the entire career trajectory of like, he's literally just saying like, why do people even commentate on politics? Like, why? It's just like, what a thing. You just have like 5 of your friends sit around in front of a table and start talking about politics. Why really is anybody doing debates?
Who really cares? Like, is anyone even noticing this? I like sports. This is dumb.
He said, who even keeps tab of like who won a debate? Like, as though he hasn't been doing this professionally for like 40 years.
If you went on Fox after Joe Biden went havudababa at the debate and you were like, who really knows what politics even are? They would make you the new, like, no lady.
Yeah.
You know, they would never forget about it.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. They put a dunce cap on you and parade you around town.
They would make you the new Alan Combs. They would make you...
give you cancer.
Yeah. They would torture you for 20 years and give you cancer. If anyone went on there and said this...
I heard that, like, he actually hated Sean Hannity by the end of it or something. Like, that
kind of makes sense.
I don't know if that's real or not, but I forget. Someone was telling me about that, like that he might have actually given him cancer.
Sean Hannity is like, he has a strong enough like willpower that I think he could incarcerate somebody through prayer.
Yeah.
He probably went to so many Catholic churches and was like, can we give this guy cancer? And they were like, no, Sean, stop asking. And then he found a weird enough Catholic church, like that guy in Texas who got kicked out.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can help you. Sean
Hannity's built like what I imagine the Trent twins are going to look like when they go older and then stop cycling Anavar.
His skull has to weigh like 80 pounds.
He is such a perfect like high school football quarterback who just got old and never let that go.
I love him. He was like a construction worker who would like call into conservative radio and be like, I trust Bill Clinton as far as I could throw him, and with all those Big Macs he eats, probably not that far. And then they like made him a millionaire. So I love his whole story. I think he's very inspiring.
Did you know that Sean Hannity knows karate?
Oh yeah, no, he's an MMA guy. He trains with Chuck Liddell. There's a great video of Sean hitting some pads.
Oh, that's so sick.
It would be my honor to spar with him.
I do like Sean Hannity. I think like out of the Fox News lineup sucks so much. I mean, he's such a brown noser and really annoying when he's like, Mr. President. Yes, Mr. President. What else would you like, sir? Like he gobbles Trump's ass so hard. But I do kind of, I don't know why. There's like I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, now that you said he was a construction worker originally, like there is I don't know what it is. There's just something about him that like feels more real.
More human, like
more human.
Yeah, with Bill O'Reilly, like we know that's a psycho.
Yeah,
that's a psychotic man.
Yeah, Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah,
Glenn Beck.
Like, these are all psychos.
Yeah, these are sociopathic monsters.
Bill O'Reilly cannot complete a single commercial transaction without screaming at someone.
Yeah,
and like getting in the face of like a 5'3" woman and be like, "Oh, I'm a platinum customer."
Yeah.
But Sean Hannity, he's just like a glad handing, the likes of which we've all met in our lives. There's a positive aura about the man.
Yeah, he's the only person. He's the only person I think that like I don't know. I wouldn't like. I could keep a conversation with him without like wanting to.
Yeah, I could watch like a UFC event with Sean Hannity.
Yeah,
and probably have a pretty good time.
Whereas like everyone else, I mean, he's an ass. Don't get me wrong. He's not a good guy either. Obviously, like none of these guys are. I'm just saying that like every single person on the lineup is such like bloodless sociopathic monsters, like Tucker Carlson. You know what I mean? Like I don't like Tucker Carlson at all. Like I can smell the CIA operative off of him.
Yeah, Hannity is the only one where it's like if he was like my seatmate on a cross country flight, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
and I'd probably end up having like a way better time with him.
Can't objectively decide a winner in a sham competition. This is truly the first DEI debate, where one candidate was subjected to a high standard and the other was held to no standards at all. They removed the essence of fairness to achieve an outcome that could not be scored. You cannot score that. That is why you can't say who won or who lost. A liberal should be ashamed that your candidate needed the odds to be stocked so heavily in their favor. You know, for many Americans, Harris entered as a mystery and exited as a mystery, and that was the goal, to keep her under wraps. So anyone who attributes that to Kamala is an idiot.
He's talking to Brit Hume. Brit Hume is going to ride on you.
Yeah, I mean, they don't care. They know. He knows that they have to say this. He's like the politics chief of Fox News.
He's talking like Brit Hume was like, she used to be a dunderhead and now she's the talk of the town.
Yeah, but this is the editorial section where they're gonna. He has to say this, but I think I don't know why absolutely zero people on their side is ever going, maybe Trump should try a little bit harder to massage the narrative.
Yeah.
Instead of just letting it rip because he got so comfortable by overwhelming a rather non-adversarial media after the 4 years of having adversarial media. He just got comfortable with just saying whatever he wants and being kind of captured in the Truth Social and MAGA Trump crowd spaces. So there's not a lot of coverage over the things that he's saying. And that has caused him to miss us, to no longer be as cognizant of some of these other boundaries, adults are inevitably going to go, this is not okay. This is not correct. They're not telling Trump hey man, dial it back a little bit. And I think that's a bad instinct to lean into.
They aren't even entertaining the idea that a normal person saw Trump and maybe was a little freaked out. They're not even talking about what a normal person's reaction to Trump would be. They can't bring that up because the moment you do, you have to actually objectively evaluate his performance.
Yeah.
The only people on this channel that will do that are the former Bush guys.
Yeah. It is kind of funny though, because I thought he was gonna be sleepy. I thought he was gonna be sleepy and kind of boring, especially with the muted mics. And I thought that could maybe present as more moderate and be beneficial for him. And then I saw Laura Loomer get off the plane, and immediately I was like, never mind, I was wrong. Immediately I was like, no, it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun night. Trump's gonna be insane.
If they had given him a sedative, it would have gone better.
Yeah,
it would have been that weird thing he did at the one Hillary debate where it sounded like he had a sore throat. That would be a better strategy than whatever he was doing up there.
Yeah, I think he legitimately came in and was like, I've seen the Dana Bash interview. She sucked.
Yeah,
she's not good in a contest. She's not good in a adversarial setting. So, and there's a lot of that they will inevitably call into question. So, he'll be able to just do light work.
Yeah, just steamroll, make it part of the show.
Yeah.
But instead, it just looked like he was whining when he wasn't saying things that completely baffled and alienated most undecided voters.
Yeah. But it's also because, he just leaned into every time that Kamala Harris would do a subtle jab in the midst of talking about others too. It wasn't just she wasn't even going overboard with attacking him. There was a certain point where I was like, okay, dial it back a little bit. But even then, she would usually package it. She would use it very cleverly in an effort to deflect away from other conversations that were hard for her to have, on immigration.
Yeah, every time she used it to get out of immigration or the economy or the general, are you better off? Every time she did that, and anyone with half of a functioning brain could be like, oh, she's trying to bait me to get away from that. But instead, he was like, oh, you're going to bait me? Well, I'll show you.
Yeah, he could have
He
could have easily been like, instead of bringing up this old stuff, answer the question for once about, do you feel better? Do you think the American people are better off now than they were when I was president? If he had said that, it would have been dramatically better. It would have been significantly better for Donald Trump, but he just couldn't. He was so mad the whole time.
Yeah, if he had done that first, if he had, answer the question or look at the state of the world under the Blinken State Department and the Biden administration.
Breaking in first under Biden, Egypt to receive full military aid tied to human rights.
They bought a bunch of Chinese planes. They're buying some J-10s, and they think they're going to buy China's other stealth aircraft, the FC-31/J-31.
I like that.
Very cool plane.
They were withholding a portion of Egypt's military assistance over the continued human rights abuses.
Oh.
But now that they're like, I assume, full blown behind Israel, even more than they were before, then now they're like, oh, okay, it's fine. Yeah. You can have it all now.
I think part of it,
it's the secret trick. If you're a human rights violator and in a dictatorship in a client state, just say, I love Israel and I will do anything for Israel. And then the cheat code is America forgets about all of your human rights abuses.
They're buying these J-10s, but America is we're giving them the financing to do it. We're giving them some pretty good terms on like a $10 billion loan. And I don't know, there's this guy I found on Twitter who's like an Egyptian defense policy specialist. He says there's like an option in there to buy some stealth aircraft from China. The J-10's a good plane. That thing's cool. It's very fun in thunder. The J-31.
Oh, Chris Murphy came out. My favorite.
Yeah, the hero of the Senate.
Yeah, it's no secret. We did a soft coup. We tried to do a soft coup in Venezuela, and this guy orange
fucked it up.
Yeah, orange Mussolini it up. I'll never
hate Chris Murphy.
Yeah, what an insane thing to openly, publicly write.
Oh my god.
We have like our they them CIA is up, dude. our what is it, like anxiety riddled.
Millennials with imposter syndrome.
Millennials
and
with imposter
anxiety.
syndrome. It's no secret that Egypt remains a deeply repressive, autocratic state. And I see no good reason to ignore that fact by waiving these requirements. Has he said that about Israel? What has he said about Israel? I want to see what Chris Murphy said. He must have been hitting the liberal Zionism.
I would guess that he's like we need an investigation guy, but we remain firmly committed.
Murphy presses Blinken on the importance of a Palestinian state.
Yeah, a two-state solution. What a hero!
Murphy presses Blinken on the importance of a Palestinian state as a part of a potential Israeli-Saudi normalization agreement.
That's happening too.
He's like, are we giving Saudis nukes? Well, then, we have to give Palestine at least a moment to have a conversation.
We need a Palestinian Bantustan that will have no military and be constantly by the IOF
also,
Air Forces.
This way Saudi Arabia can have nukes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, these guys are doing great work around the clock, man. We definitely have a phenomenal.
How can Trump not beat that? Like, just good gesture to the Blinken State Department. Look at the world.
Yeah. Well,
what an idiot. He's so.
I think it's because he's like, he got $100 million from Miriam Adelson and is like,
obviously,
probably very excited to, do a permanent annexation of the West Bank or whatever they want to do. But
I don't even. But like I'm not even saying that he has to be coherent policy wise. I'm saying like just to make that a sticking point. The failures of the Biden State Department, but he can't do it because he's so. Oh yeah, this is the guy.
What is it? In a first, the Biden admin, the U.S. will provide Egypt with a full amount of military assistance. Everyone, U.S. will totally cut aid to Egypt due to its tensions with Israel and buying Chinese, Russian weapons. U.S. let's pay Egypt and offer F-15EX, F-16V ASAP.
Yeah.
So what? Like, first of all, anyone that says they're gonna cut ties to Egypt due to tensions with Israel is insane. It's like thinking Erdogan is actually gonna put NATO forces and invade Tel Aviv. Like, you're living on a different planet.
It's even more delusional than
that. It's like thinking Jordan is going to invade Israel. Okay?
You would have to be the most insane Zionist to even pretend to believe that for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, these are like anyone that thinks any of these other like American regional partners or client states that are propped up by Western money or literally have direct leadership that was planted there by the West, whether it be, British Empire cutouts or directly the American State Department. Anyone that thinks that any of these states actually carry an ounce of resentment towards Israel is the most delusional person who just simply does not understand foreign policy at all. Okay? Egypt would not exist without the endless money faucet that we give Egypt. Like, Egypt would probably be in a much better situation overall, most likely if they were to get, like, maybe some more Chinese money. I don't know. I'm not talking on that. But, like, currently, as it stands, we give them money. America gives money to Egypt. I think even well, not this past year, but not since Israel needed additional funds to do. But, you know, in the past years, Egypt has gotten more money than Israel has.
They are, I think, in many years, they were the top recipient of military aid altogether.
Which is why it was crazy when, like, Bob Menendez got popped for that. It's just like, this is why I always say it's like, it's just paperwork.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that these guys are getting, like, the fact that these guys are getting popped, I mean, Bob Menendez, by the way, he's a giant piece of, but, like, the fact that these guys were getting, like, hit because they are collaborating with allies, like, with aligned nations that are getting, like, that are in the sphere of influence, but then like nobody talks about Israel is so funny.
Yeah,
like what is it? Is it because they don't have an American Egypt pack? Is that what it is?
The only counter argument I've seen to that is for people to just outright say that it's Jew hatred to compare any of these countries, any of these instances of outright corruption or foreign lobbying or unregistered foreign lobbying in the case of Russia to Israel.
Yeah,
just, you know, sight unseen, it is all just pure Jew hatred.
Yeah, that's what it is. Israel is literally the vector of fascism around the world. Egypt's economy has been taking a major hit from the Houthis attacking, lost massive revenue from Suez Canal tolls. The U.S. Navy has basically been defeated and can't open the sea. Do you guys remember that the former Obama advisor Stuart Seldowis was threatening the street food vendors when sending them to get tortured in Egypt? Yeah. That's true. Yeah, what happened to that guy?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's back and, you know, getting
he found another guy to harass. Yeah. No one like that ever gets what's coming.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, yeah. Oh, yeah. We have our black sites in Egypt as well for torture. And so there's that too. But overall, like I said, I mean, the Israeli economy is caving. Israelis are like escaping the country.
They can no longer provide like guaranteed air security over Tel Aviv, which is a massive development.
Yeah. And America is on a double suicide pact no matter what.
Yeah.
They're just roll dogs. Like, you could have 99% of American voters be like, I need you to stop giving unlimited funds to Israel, and they'd be like, we can't do that. It's just not going to happen.
We are committed to going down with the ship, and it is going down.
Yeah.
How many people it takes with it on its way, we don't know yet, but we know it's a lot.
Let me ask you this. I ask, like, do you think that, like, how much? Oh, by the way, Shannon Sharp.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah. He sounded like he was doing a great job in that video.
Yeah, his stroke game is on point.
Yeah.
Wait, let me run the 3-minute ad break also. All right, last question for you. How much do you think that like America's undying loyalty is like fear of defense contractors like getting upset / how much of it is like a genuine ideological project that they're committed to? Like, they just genuinely are, I think, rabid zealots.
I think it is, well, like, okay, you have to kind of like rewind the clock. For like a large part of modern American history, Israel was, you know, just another sort of U.S. client state that its existence and the organization of its state security apparatus benefited American defense contractors and people who get paid just from the cash flow and runoff of those things. How it was treated in the media, how politicians saw it, generally like along those lines. After Bush 1, really, is when you start seeing like the incredible like penetration of the Israeli lobby. Like there's always been like an Israel lobby, and it's always been like pretty well organized and well financed. But
yeah, I mean, even back at like JFK,
right? Yeah, you didn't really see like every American politician saying these insane things really until after Bush 1. And I think at this point, it really just is like, it's a combination of like an already existing like imperial ideology with like whatever this iteration, this form of Zionism is.
But like, there is an argument that I know you also can make about like cutting ties, or at the very least restraining Israel for Israel's own benefit, from the perspective of like American dominance continuing.
Yeah. I mean,
which is why I don't understand why like they don't even they don't even take the off ramp of like liberal Zionism and be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go back to like pre-October 7 basically.
Well, because like in part, well, you know how like they're not making any more Brit Humes in the Republican Party. They're not making any more. I don't know who a good comp would be, but like I don't know, Jim Wrights in the Democratic Party. There are no longer any like. There are people who like fit the role or look the part of like a sober administrator of empire, but there is such a thing as like crackpot realism as it exists on the Democratic Party side. It may not be as like loud or outwardly ridiculous as the MAGA stuff, but they are just as big zealots for both the empire and for Zionism, and just as deluded and just as removed from reality. And on neither side are there any, sober administrators of the empire. There are no more HWs, so to speak. These are like complete, like rabid ideologues.
Yeah, that's because from a competent leadership perspective, they should have made that phone call like months ago. They should have been like, what the heck are you doing?
What do you think HW does in this situation?
Yeah. They should have been like, dog, you're up the bag for yourself. Like, we do not have an endless money supply. Like, it's just,
Brent Scowcroft or any of those guys from like the pre-Clinton State Departments, they would have gone, this is on this current path. This is going to end. It may not end this year, next year, or within this decade. But this current path is unsustainable. We have to do something. Everyone from Blinken on down to Biden to Harris, for that matter, are insane and completely disconnected from reality. We don't, usually depict them as such because, yeah, it's not as ridiculous as like Trump going out there and saying like, oh, they're eating cats or like whatever. But it's the same type of delusion, and it's sort of a marker of where we are at as an imperial project, that there's not even any more sober administrators.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I mean, we keep repeatedly banging the drums and conducting more military exercises like in the like surrounding region of China. And now China is also responding in kind by doing military exercises with Russia in like in and around like Alaska. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's too much at stake with a global with China. I feel like that's not going to happen. One, because I feel like they're much more sober in their approach to this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And much more restrained, like insanely restrained in comparison to any other country. And that even includes Russia as well.
Yeah.
Obviously. And beyond that, we're a massive trade partner. Like, this is not like we did not have the same level of trade relations with the USSR at all, if any at all, as a matter of fact, in comparison to China, that would like make the Cold War.
There was some trade relations there, not zero, but like it is incomparable to what we have with China. Yeah, it is. Yeah, incomparable. I think like the biggest threat for that happening is that there may be a current on the American side that like they believe, paraphrasing here, but basically that like we could probably beat this iteration of the PLA, but not the iteration that will exist in 10 years. That's what I fear they think. And they think it's going to happen no matter what. We might as well do it when we like feel like we know we're going to win. That is the thing I'm like most afraid of with that.
Wait, say that again. With what?
With how and when and like the reasoning for like a confrontation with China.
Oh yeah. I just don't know. Yeah. I mean, there's another part of this equation with like respect to Iran. I feel like both Iran and Hezbollah and Lebanon have been significantly more, I mean, I wouldn't even say restrained at this point. Like it goes beyond that. I would say like they've been limited for one reason or another in comparison to like the Houthis that have been just going crazy. And I don't know. I mean, they said that they were going to retaliate for the assassination, and they seemingly are not doing that at all.
I've seen people say, and you know, I don't necessarily share this, but I mean, I don't want to ever get in a position where I'm Monday morning quarterbacking this for anybody. But I've seen like complaints among some people I know, both in the Middle East and like who have families there, who have complained that like they felt that Hezbollah didn't do nearly enough, and it's like emboldened. It's emboldened the West, because I don't know if you saw, but there are like Rafales, like the French fighter jets. Those are now flying over Beirut, and they feel that like by Hezbollah not providing enough of a response, it made like France and the West in general think, well, okay, if they're not going to do anything, then it's a party. It's 2004 again.
Yeah,
we can go crazy. I don't necessarily want to say that's the case or not, because like, what is the counterfactual to that? What if, you know, they did do that and this still had, like, I don't really know, and I don't want to, you know, from while playing with Thunder in like Glendale, telling Hezbollah what to do, because who knows, right?
You don't want to be the Redditors for Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. And yeah, no, I mean, it does seem that it is beyond restraint, though. That's what it seems like right now, certainly.
Yeah, I think so too. But who knows? Who knows what will